What is up, people of the internet? It is me, Real American Politics, back with a new video. And everybody, we just got a new declaration, or I guess a resolution, whatever, from the Republican National Committee that is focused solely on the issue of abortion. Now, I have not read this yet. I'm going to do a quote-unquote live reaction to this new resolution passed by the RNC. I am hoping that this is good, this is no grift, and let us hope that the RNC finally took lessons from 2022 and not blame, candidate equality, and all this other stuff. Instead, focus on stuff like, yeah, we had some terrible messaging on stuff like abortion. We just let the Democrats, run all over the place with abortion. And again, like I said, abortion's not the reason Republicans underperformed, or not a major reason. It did hurt Republicans in some areas by maybe a couple points. 2 to 3 points at the very most when you really look at it. But the problem was Republicans just let Democrats monopolize the issue. That's why it hurt, not because of people love abortion or anything crazy like that. Now, before I forget, I hope you enjoy these type of videos. If you do, smash that like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow Twitter accounts in the description down below. We still got 2 of them. I am debating still what I want to do with them. Again, if you have any suggestions for that, tell me down below or at the Twitter accounts. And of course, join the channel today. Everybody, for just $3 a month, you can join Real American Politics. Only $3 a month. That's a phenomenal deal to help support the daily content. That's right, everybody. We all love this daily content. And if you want to help support the daily content that we all know and love, the best way to do that is joining the channel today. So I hope you join today. All right, everybody, let's get in today's reaction to this new resolution passed by the RNC on abortion. Now, I'm hoping that this isn't some cringy, out of touch boomer take about abortion. Hopefully they took a lesson from 2022 on the issue of abortion and realized you can't just let Democrats be on the offensive on every single issue. So yeah, let's start. Whereas the Declaration of Independence in its essential statement of rights that precede the institution of government states that all human beings are created equal, endowed by the Creator with unalienable rights to life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. That's immediately a good start. I don't know why Republicans do not run on this more. Right in the Constitution, it says, you have the rights to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Or Declaration of Independence, I should say. Excuse me. I made a mistake. Don't quote me out of context. But in the Declaration of Independence, it says that we are created with rights to life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. It doesn't matter what you think about, pro-choice abortion. It says right there, you have a right to life. I'm glad the Republican Party finally made mention of this. The Republican Party, at its own foundation, declared in the original platform of 1856 that embraced a public order that rejected the twin relics of barbarism, polygamy, and slavery. All right. That's a good start. I'm not going to lie. This is some stuff that I never thought the RNC would say. The Republican Party has borne witness to these principles for more than a century and a half, defending life, family, and equal justice under law for all Americans, irrespective of race, ethnicity, religion, color, sex, or creed. I understand they're trying to, back off some people, You got some conservatives that are quote-unquote conservatives that only want abortion for minorities. That's a type of people that sadly exist in the world. There's not many of them. They're mostly online, but I'm fine with them saying this. I'm glad they did clear up that, yeah, we're not like these some people. We don't want abortion for just minorities. We don't want abortion at all. That is, it is cringy, but it's sad that there's some people in the world that are like that. In 1973, the Supreme Court of the United States exceeded its authority and struck down the life protective laws enacted by the 50 states, Congress, and the territories. Again, people do not understand what Roe versus Wade did. It didn't, guarantee it did guarantee the right of abortion, but it overturning it doesn't mean you can never get an abortion. It just says the states can decide if they want abortion or not. And you look at the Roe versus Wade decision, there's a lot of problems. It's not even, about if abortion's allowed or not. The whole case, you look at the details of the person that actually sued, yeah, you realize it's not a strong case. It was a terrible decision. Even Ruth Ginsburg even admitted that this was a bad decision. So you got that. The Republican Party in its 1976 platform declared its support for the efforts of those who seek to restore protection for the right to life of unborn children. Yeah, the Republican Party has been like that for 50 years. It hasn't been just 5 minutes ago pro-life people took over the party. Some people really think this. The Republican Party, yes, there's been some pro-choice Republican presidents, but that doesn't necessarily mean we haven't been a pro-life party. It's been since 1976. The Republican Party has consistently reiterated statements of support for the right of life of unborn children under our Constitution, envisioning the fostering and building of a nation where unborn children are welcome in life and protected in law. Alright, the Republican platform of 2004 made clear the Republican Party embraced the idea the 14th Amendment protections applied to unborn children. Our purpose to have legislative and judicial protection of that rights against those who perform abortions. Again! Where was this in 2022? Not many people realize the 14th Amendment does apply to unborn children. I do not get why now Republicans are finally, starting to talk about this, but it is a glad, I guess you could say it's a good thing, at least it's finally happening, but dear Lord, after nearly 5 decades of advocacy and action by our party against the judicial tyranny of Roe v. Wade, the Supreme Court in the Dobbs decision rightfully corrected its error, and it's now up to the people of the United States to debate and decide through their elected officials in the states and Congress. Again, why didn't you make this clear in the first place? There were countless voters that, they were pro-choice, as in, we want restrictions. We're not talking about late-term abortion, but we're fine with as early as possible. They really thought Roe versus Wade being abolished from Dobbs made it where abortion's banned. Yeah, Republicans failed at that front. The Republican Party is proud to stand up for the rights of the unborn and ensure that public policy at all levels, federal, state, local, recognizes and respects both of the right to life of the unborn and the role that a woman play in every walk of American life as leaders, citizens, and mothers. The Democrat Party has fallen away from their convictions that once led one of its greatest leaders, Governor Robert Casey of Pennsylvania. Again, why aren't you talking about this before? There were many pro-life Democrats just 20 years ago, and a chunk of them still vote Democrat. There are a couple of them that have flipped, but Robert Casey, one of the best Democrat governors in the last 30-so years, was one of the last, true pro-life Democrats in the Democrat Party. There were still some in the House, but he was one of the last ones. It's like, where was this messaging that, hey, many Democrats 30 years ago were pro-life, they wanted extreme restrictions, they wanted legal, but rare. This isn't the Democrat Party anymore. Whereas the Democrat Party is now extremist, supporting abortion on demand up until birth, paid for by taxpayers, putting their candidates far outside the mainstream. Where was this? I really want to know who was in charge of the RNC or who was in charge of the policy initiatives in 2022 for the RNC. Why didn't you hammer Democrats? Instead, you fled. You ran underneath a table and were like, nope, we're not talking about the issue. And those that did talk about it gave some of the worst optical positions on abortion I've ever seen. Federal policy supports the goals of protecting both mothers and babies in the womb, including measures our party strongly champion, including the Hyde Amendment, the Child Health Insurance Program, the Unborn Victims of Violence Act, the Partial Birth Abortion Ban, the Born Alive Infants Protection Act, and other measures, none of which has ever been struck down by the Supreme Court. Polling consistently shows that a majority of Americans support national, state, and local limits on abortion, with just a fringe minority supporting the Democrat position of no limits by gestational age, suspect classification, or other neutral characteristics. Excuse me. Blah. That's a wordful. But, again, this is good. Where was this earlier? The Democrat Party and its allies spent hundreds of millions of dollars on the issue of abortion during the 2022 midterms, concealing their extremism while mischaracterizing and vilifying pro-life Republican candidates. Everybody knew this! Now you realized, oh, the Democrats, they're running on bullshit abortion stances. This stuff makes me frustrated. They knew about this since May of 2022, if not earlier. And they did nothing. They didn't help any pro-life causes with their referendums. And I have some problems with some of these pro-life groups that they did nothing in 2022. But either way, the fact of the matter is, where was this thinking just 3 months ago? 5 months ago? Total joke. But I'm glad the Republican Party learned. Instead of fighting back and exposing Democratic extremism on abortion, many Republicans failed to remind Americans of our proud heritage of challenging slavery, segregation, the forces eroding the family, and the sanctity of life, thereby allowing Democrats to define our long-time position. This is your fault! So, you're blaming everybody else but yourselves. You don't give a dime to many of these candidates, and you blame them for not getting the message out? I am glad the Republican Party is making an official statement yeah, we gotta fight back and tell voters the truth on abortion. But this statement file pisses me off. This pisses me off about, we gotta blame the candidates for 2022. I'm not even gonna continue reading this. This absolutely immediately took me out of it. I'm just going to skim, actually. You know what? I'll finish it because we're so close. The Republican National Committee urges all Republican pro-life candidates, consultants, and other national groups to remember this proud heritage, or go on the offensive in 2024 and expose the Democrats' extreme position of supporting abortion on demand up until birth, paid for by taxpayers, even supporting discriminatory abortions such as gender selection or when the child has been diagnosed with Down syndrome. This last part, I think, is the most damning part of the Democrats' stance on abortion. They want to abort you because you have Down syndrome, or what gender you are. Just run on that, and immediately Democrats will never talk about the issue again. The Republican National Committee urges Republican lawmakers and state legislators and in Congress to pass the strongest pro-life legislation possible, such as that acknowledging the beating hearts and experiences of pain in the unborn, underscoring the new relics of barbarism the Democrat Party represents as we approach the 2024 cycle. So yeah, overall, I like some of this stuff. I like the fact that they're going to talk about the fact Democrats want abortion based on Down syndrome or what gender you are. But I don't like this idea of blaming everybody but themselves for 2022. I hate that part. And it's where was this thinking 5 months ago? But yeah, overall, it's solid. I like the fact they're going to focus on the fact Democrats essentially support eugenics. But it still sucks that there's a lot of problems with this document. It is a 6 out of 10, 7 out of 10 resolution. Solid, but there is significant problems. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, smash the like button down below, subscribe, and all that good stuff. We'll see you guys in the next video. Godspeed to all of you.